Drakenstein Stud is home to some of the most exciting stallions currently standing in South Africa. The likes of Trippy, Philanthropist, What a Winter and Legislate, to name but a few.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for coming out to Drakenstein on this cold Friday morning. We really appreciate the support. The first stallion today is the European champion older horse of 2005 and now a leading sire in Europe. This is Duke of Marmalade. The Duke has had another fantastic year this year with a sire of 24 stakes horses, a fan favorite in Europe, Big Orange, who won both the Group 2 Prince of Wales and the Goodwood Cup Group 2 2 years in a row, an achievement never done before. Duke is also the only sire ever to have sired an English Classic winner while standing in South Africa when Simple Verse won the English St. Ledger. Only Group 1 winning son of Galileo in South Africa. This is King's Barnes. We can all agree that he really has let down under the African sun and is doing exceptionally well here. If ever there was a horse that represented value, it is King's Barnes. He represents the very best of European racing, and we all know the gulf between European turf horses and the rest of the world. And King's Barnes is a Group 1 winner on the turf in Europe. Ladies and gentlemen, the first of our new poster boys, this son of Dynasty, a 4-time Group 1 winner, champion older male, champion middle distance and horse of the year, this is Futura. I think we can all agree that Futura's done exceptionally well since his retirement, and he's been on the farm for a little bit now, and we think he's letting down into a lovely horse. Futura joins the Drakenstein Stallion band after a stellar racing career in which he won 4 Group 1s. Futura was born to be a star. He made 500,000 as a yearling. He won 4 of his first 5 starts, and his three-year-old season culminated with a victory in the Champions Cup at Greyville, where he proceeded to smash the track record. In 2015, the year belonged to Futura. He was horse of the year, and he was simply too good. He demonstrated his class and his speed to win the prestigious Lormeral Queen's Plate and completed a memorable double by winning the JMB Met as he forged clear once in the Open. It was a breathtaking performance on the biggest stage. He would end the season by winning the Champions Stakes for a 2nd year in a row and collect the coveted Horse of the Year title. It is not often we get to introduce a Horse of the Year, but 2 in a row is truly a privilege. Please welcome the champion 3-year-old of his year, the champion miler, the champion middle distance, and Horse of the Year. This is Legislate. Legislate epitomizes the spirit and toughness of the true greats of the game. A colt that replicated his own sire's illustrious race record in winning the Cape Derby, the KZN Guineas, the Daily News, and the Durban July as a 3-year-old. He really was a warrior, who each time would reach a pinnacle of brilliance, like carry more weight than any 3-year-old has ever done in winning the Durban July, only to be knocked about and injure himself. To come back and run the fastest mile ever recorded at Kenilworth is truly remarkable, only to succumb to another setback. His trainer would prepare him again for the Gold Challenge. Legislate is a great racehorse. Bred on the famed Sadler's Wells Daniel Cross like Teofilo and Frankel, Legislate is a credit to his trainer. It's extremely exciting times here in South Africa and exciting times for Philanthropist in South Africa. A proven sire in Canada and in North America, he is demonstrating his ability to upgrade mares here in South Africa too. He's the leading 2nd crop sire at the national yearling sales this year, and Philanthropist has started really well with his 2-year-olds have started really well with some eye-catching performances. Philanthropist stands for 50,000 this year, and his yearlings have sold for upwards of 1.1 million. Please welcome What a Winter. Now here is a horse that has always just been good at everything he's ever done. A 4-time Group 1 winning Equus champion sprinter, he won the Cape Flying Championships twice, the Computer Form and the Mercury Stakes. His yearlings sold brilliantly as well, and at the sales he's the leading first crop sire by runners by aggregate and by average at both the Cape Premier Yearling Sale and the National Yearling Sales. So in 2015 he covered more mares than he had in his first and his second. It gives us great pleasure to introduce Trippy, the champion sire of South Africa. That certainly has a very nice ring to it.
I've never seen a stallion that upgrades his mares, and I mean any mare you send to him as well as he does. You know, he stamps them with his first, always get the head, that lovely eye, very strong hind leg. But then he's also got his determination, guts, and the fight that brings through in all his progeny when you see them on the racetrack.
With me is John Freeman from Freeman Stallions. John, what a magnificent display of stallions we've seen this morning.
Wasn't it great? And so generous and well organised. I must say thank you to Drakenstein and her team. The crowd really appreciated seeing Trippy as the South Africa's new champion sire, and you heard the applause. But of course the main focus of attention today was on the two new boys, Futura and Legislate. They showed off very well.
The quality just stood out, and didn't they look well?
Yeah, look brilliant. Well done to Ross for letting Futura down so quickly. Of course, Legislate's just arrived back from training, so you'll see on the movie he needs to catch up a little. Just a question of letting down and giving them some time in the paddock.
Trainer of Legislate and Futura, Justin Snaith. Justin, the stallions looked fantastic this morning.
I was absolutely amazed. You know, it wasn't long ago they were in training, so I think Ross has just done a fantastic job. You know, we're sitting in the middle of winter, and you just look at these animals, and it helps when they've got so much quality. It makes being a trainer of them a lot easier, and I'm sure it makes Ross's job a lot easier to do in that they're just such high quality individuals.
It must make you feel very proud to have trained them, and you must be really excited about the future.
Very much so. Whenever they walked into the parade ring in Group 1s, they just really stood out. They were just the most amazing looking animals, and their movement and quality is just of the highest standard. They're horses that could have competed anywhere in the world, and it was decided to keep them here to enjoy their racing here in South Africa, and then obviously to go to stud. So it's just amazing to see it all come together, and really look forward to one day training their progeny.
On the previous Breeding to Win show, John Freeman spoke about which stallions stood out last season and what we can look forward to in the future. Two new kids on the block, both sons of Dynasty, Legislate and Futura, are managed by John Freeman.
Futura starts to warm up, and Futura's coming on starting now. Futura will win the Beach Beauty Champions Cup.
Futura gets driven into the lead. Futura with 100 meters left to go. Futura beats Louis the King. 300 meters left to go. Futura is coming out full of running between runners. It's Futura. Futura wins the German event.
Ice Machine gets the wake-up call. Futura's on the inside. Ice Machine and Futura. Futura digs in. Futura and Ice Machine.
race down to the final line, and Legislate now comes out to pick it up, and it's Legislate who's come forward to pick it up. Now Captain America sets out after him. Legislate's in front though. Captain America is unwinding his run, but he's going to come too late, and Legislate has won it from Captain America.
Legislate comes out Captain America, and here's Legislate with a long lengthy stride. H-Chestnut's coming on powerfully. Legislate now let loose at the 300-meter marker. Legislate, they come together. Wiley Hall, Legislate's now alongside. Wiley Hall, Legislate. But it's still Legislate. It's Legislate. Legislate's going to win it. Legislate won the Rising Sun Gold Challenge. Legislate. What a performance.